W.F. Howells presents an unabridged recording of Shitty Bricks, a celebration of unsung cities, by Ben Aitken, narrated by Ben Aitken. For all things unsung, including Leslie from Norwich. Preamble. From a young age, I've always done two things: barked up the wrong tree and backed the underdog. As a kid, I demanded to be bathed in the kitchen sink. I insisted on odd socks and preferred the company of pensioners to the company of my classmates, the latter seeming to me, and I had a good view, to be a few sandwiches short of a picnic. I got into S Club 7 when they were going out of fashion, moved to Poland when the reverse journey was trending, and subscribed to the oldie at the age of 32. In light of the above, becoming a cheerleader for the likes of Wolverhampton and Preston was perhaps always on the cards. But what prompted such behaviour? The contrary streak, the wrong trees, the underdogs. It wasn't an intellectual stance, that's for sure. Nor was it a moral position, and I didn't think it made me cool either. Then why? At risk of sounding dramatic, I got bullied a fair bit at school. I was never in a headlock for more than 5 minutes, and it was never about my race or my faith or where I grew up. Instead, it was about my weight, the fact that I got free school dinners, and the fact that I wore corduroy flares on a mufti day once. In any case, all the while this bullying was happening, I remained fairly confident that it wasn't entirely deserved, for at the same time as I was getting it in the neck, I was also clocking an assortment of wallies and plonkers, winning all the attention and esteem and plaudits and prizes and status and popularity and so on. While you couldn't have called me especially insightful back then, it was nonetheless clear to me that life wasn't straightforwardly meritocratic. I'm not saying I was an absolute legend and the popular kids were all scumbags and worthless, not at all. We were all just kids growing up, with braces or glasses or acne or whatnot, and yet by some peculiar matrix, some were being vaunted and admired and gushed over and fawned upon, while others were being punched and ignored and disregarded and sat upon. That's what got me. That's what interested me. That's what stayed with me. That's what made me, 20 years later, head to Sunderland for a holiday in October. I don't bring up my experience of being on the wrong end of the status quo to win sympathy or curry favour. I bring it up simply because it was telling. It told me that not everything that glitters is gold.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?